Hello everybody, Rob Beasley here from a new series that we're running here at the, what have we been? At the home of the Good Wolf. This is going to be the Master of Debation series. And so today's session is about opening the legs. That's basically a euphemism for, this is about, what the plans are for this particular series. So just hold on a moment while I get a few things set up. That's interesting. Very interesting. So I'll just screen share that and show you what's going on. So in my other life, I've been hounded for 9 or 3 years of internet bullying, and it's coming to an end quite rapidly. So what you see here is some of the protagonists. So the first one, this comes from Cerebus Hex. He's a paramedic or a fucking firefighter, but nonetheless, hello viewer number one. He's a professional person, and he should know damn better than allow these behaviours to happen. He thinks, I don't know, he must think it's a fucking game, but I'll tell you what, he's got no idea of the consequences. And this is the self-serving, selfish side of the human condition. The self-instinct that gives fuck all care for anything other than the self. And that's the way that these boys and girls have treated me. The other side of the coin, which is where I come from, it's about survival of the community or the herd or the all humans across the planet. And so I don't give too much of a hoot about myself, but my feelings and thoughts are for others, for the others. Right? And that's an important place to be if you're ever going to attain this thing called enlightenment. So the bad wolf, look it up on my, oh no, maybe I should put it up somewhere. So hang on, I'll just read it. I'll read it. This is really important, this Cherokee saying. I have no idea how fucking important this is. An old Cherokee told his grandson there is a battle between two wolves inside us all. One is evil. It is anger, jealousy, greed, resentment, inferiority, lies, and ego. And you can see that they're all selfish things. The other is good. It is joy, love, peace, hope, humility, kindness, empathy, and truth. And those things are related to the others, not the self. The boy thought about it and asked, Grandfather, which wolf wins? And the old man quietly replied, the one you feed. So right there you have free will, you have absolute reality, because these events happen in the time slot called now, and you have a perfect, and I mean as perfect as it gets, moral compass. And when you hear me talk about the code, this is the code I'm referring to. It relates to these instincts. So the two wolves are instincts, right? In nature, you'll see this play out, that there are two instincts. So this is the human nature, to have these two instincts inside us all, without exception. Alrighty, so that's that. I'll put that away. These here are the teachings of the Gospel of Jesus as recorded by Thomas. It says Gospel of Thomas, but that's not correct because it's just Jesus' teachings. So it is Gospel of Jesus, and it is authentically old, and it was recorded by Thomas. There's 114 of them, and they map perfectly back to the Cherokee saying. So across the globe, we now know that this phenomenon of these two survival instincts applies to all humanity, every single one of us, without exception. And this is all written by the real person, Jesus. What's exciting about this book is that it may well be the missing thing for Islam, a book called the Injil. The Injil's description fits perfectly with this book. This book fits perfectly with the Cherokee story. This Cherokee story fits perfectly with the notional idea, or not the notional idea, the real idea that we have two survival instincts that are complete polar opposites. Yin yang. So that's specifically what yin and yang is. Now, I've got a noisy prick here. I think. So they're having trouble communicating with me. I'm just going to say to this gay person, love you, because they just supported me. I don't get a lot of support. Fuck all, you know, of any consequence, you know. So that's good. Nice. Thank you very much. What do they say? The good wolf is what? Will you invite me some other time? Yeah, sure. As long as you talk truth to me, I'll talk to you, you know, well, at least while I can. KK, no response, sorry. Okay. So this guy is starting to turn the corner. Oh, there's my lovely Rose. I love my Rose. Love you, Rose. She's a bit pissed off with me. You know, women can be like that. Hello, 3 viewers. Hello. We need to just do a bit of mending. I mean, I don't see the problem on my side. She does. Or she has a different viewpoint. So it might turn into a bit of a cat fight. Who's Bulldog? Bulldog? Fucking hell. Hang on. Oh, look at that. He just erased something. Bugger, I missed it. That's a guy I thought, he's really responsible. I'll just say, put text back, you prick. Text back. He's running around fucking everywhere at the moment. I'll put my friend, Monkey. Now he comes back. So he's put it back. Weak, callow, little pathetic excuse for a man. So he's being really unkind to me. Now, if you've sort of observed me, or maybe if you haven't got it yet, if you observe me, I'm not weak. I'm not shallow. What is pathetic? I'm not pathetic. I'm not. There's no excuses with me because I tell it as it is. So where is Bulldog? So Bulldog's a nightmare here on the internet, but not for fucking much longer. He's just about fucked. Now he says, hey Rob, met a guy who might want to hear your story. He is someone you would call him night and ask who you guys to a chat. He says stuff like you do about Jews. Oh, look at the priest doing. He's trying to kiss ass. He's trying to kiss ass, and B, he's trying to make me out as if I'm a fucking what is it? You know, someone against Jews. I keep telling these pricks, I love all humanity, big, small, large. Oh, that makes sense. So there's an account running around. My little undercover operative has found out that there's a fucking account running around, that Alex DeMarco or something like that, and it's fucking Bulldog. That makes sense. Rob Scott Rob. Where? So we might have someone interesting, because he's suggesting that he might be enlightened, but I'll pick out whether he is fucking real quick. And if he isn't, I'll kick him in the ego nuts. He's new to Hangouts. So this could be a fucking, this could be a scam, right? A scam. You got to be really careful with these pricks. So they'll send someone in. Give him a second. They'll send someone in and they'll be masquerading another person. And you sort of might be saying, oh, and because they've got rat cunning, they can be quite clever. They, you know, and the aim is to set you up. The aim is to set you up. Where's Rosie gone? Come on, Rosie. She's probably, I don't know, she got the shits or something. I wonder if I do that. I'm more sure than ever, and I'll get pissed, I'll get told off, but I'm more sure than ever that Rose should hook up with, she should have a hook up with Biggie. So we met Cannibal Fresh. So there was a real person. So what you got to do is ask the person to show themselves. You'll never get me to show myself at the moment because I'm a bit of a mess with the beard and all. Yeah, get the person to show themselves so that you can make sure. There's lots of things you'll pick up, but maybe what I might ask, so I'll just decline that. I'll give them the link. Now, guys, I'm going to give them the link, which means that they can hack it or whatever, but I don't give a fuck. I'm just interested in this person now. And Rose. I want to speak to Rose. And that's my priorities. Now, if you don't get it by now, I have my priorities and I move really fucking quickly. Really, really quickly. Who's this? Oh, Aquila. Yeah, all right. All right. Yeah, not interested. Not interested. Now, what's going to happen? This fucking Spazwold's going to come in and want to be part of the discussion. And he'll probably try and behave himself. But I'm immovable. When I said you got to take your fucking clothes off except for your underpants, read your full confession, and then handle it by yourself, I meant every fucking word of it. These guys have tormented me for so long. I've just been the butt of their jokes. Well, now it's their butt that is my joke. Oh, okay, so you guys watching. So, Buntu, fucking find him. Find him. Explosive. Showing broadcast. All right, he's not. All right, I can tell already. Hello.
Hiya, Rob. Right, this guy Explosive, he was talking about the Jews, and I mentioned about what you had said about Cyrus the Great and the Zoroastrian Magi.
Yeah.
But obviously you know a lot more about that stuff, but I think this guy would be really interested in hearing it, Rob.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd introduce the two of you, because I think if you had somebody who would be genuinely interested in the things you say, it might be a good thing for you to have. So Explosive, meet Rob, meet Explosive, tell him about the Zoroastrian Magi. Explosive, you'll have to unmute yourself to talk, by the way.
Oh yeah, I'm back. Ah, sweet. So you probably didn't hear me. Yeah.
No.
Right. Well, I said
right, so
I'm Old Testament anyway, so I don't I don't take Jesus, mate. But yeah, I'm against Islam.
All right. Well, I'll kick it off and I'll give you my overview. Right.
Yeah, definitely. Because I'm looking all back towards the Old Testament times when Cyrus released the Judas from captivity out of Babylon and everything. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I hate fucking Islam. I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
Right. But
yeah, it's a birthright of American.
But I love Muslim people.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's important to me. I don't want, so I'm going to run a campaign to try and fucking close Islam down, but I'm not out to hurt Muslim people. I've got no.
No, they're just sheep. They're just following a corrupt religion.
That's right. So, I have a story. We put it up, or partially up, in Rose Patton's channel here online. So we'll move past that for now. I hold the view that Jesus was a real person, and I hold it with very, very strong conviction.
Okay.
I have a number of methods for proving that conviction.
Okay.
A couple are spiritually based, so I prove it's.
Good. I'm a spiritual man, my man. I'm a spiritual man.
Yeah, well, I am too. Well, I'm actually enlightened, 100%.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
So I know this might sound weird, but my teacher was Jesus, not from the Bible, but from the Gnostic text. And he's spot on, and I think I've met the standard that he taught.
Okay.
Yeah. So Jesus is real. Now, the interesting thing about this, it's called the Gospel of Thomas, but it's a misnomer. It should be called the Gospel of Jesus because it's only 114 sayings from Jesus. So someone's fiddled with the naming, and they shouldn't have. It should be called the Gospel of Jesus because when you actually look at it from that perspective, you can then match this particular teaching back to the thing called the Injil in the Quran, in the Quran. Right? Now that's very powerful. That's very powerful because if you prove that point, you can then take out Islam because there's a lot of weaknesses in its structure, spiritually speaking. It's a fucking mess. And you can
the Vatican created it.
You can put it back in the Injil and say, all right, fuck off Islam, yes to Jesus. So now let's switch tack and let's go back to the Jewish story. About 140 years before the Babylonian takeover, the Assyrians and the Babylonians bastardized or captured the Jews. So the Jews, from that point forward, have been basically slaves all the way through history almost. There's never been a point where they've really had any autonomy. Now, what happened in Babylon, so this idea that they're noble rebels, that's a load of fucking crap. They are slaves, pure and simple. So, you know, the original Jewish people were good folks, and they were bastardized by empires. But to say that they're noble warriors or fighters and all that, no way. Anyway, so we get into Babylon, right? Babylon days.
Mm-hmm.
And we see that Cyrus the Great emerges on the scene out of Persia. Now, the Persians are Zoroastrians, but we're not told that Cyrus is directly related to Zoroastrian. That sort of information is suppressed. However, if we come forward one generation, his son is a clear Zoroastrian. If we go back one generation, we find that the Zoroastrian label is still there for the Persian Empire. If we look at a thing called the Cyrus cylinder, the Cyrus cylinder is an artifact that we can go and touch today that was created at 539 BC. On the Cyrus cylinder, it's got an interesting pattern. There's 4 elements to the pattern. The first element names the leader of the Persians as a favorite of Marduk, the god of the Babylonians. The second characteristic is that the second characteristic is a what do they call it? A genealogy, or like a backstory of the history. The history is rewritten. Then the next characteristic, there's a rebuilding program, and the final characteristic escapes me at the moment, but I've got it in my books. So we can clearly state, without any fucking ambiguity, that this prick ran a cult of personality over the Babylonian people. Yep.
Right. So he just sacked Babylon for the sort of fun of it kind of thing.
No, he took the property, right? He took over everything, right? The physical elements, but what he did with his Cyrus cylinder is he took over the spirituality, because he became the person on earth that spoke for Marduk, the god of the Babylonians. Do you get that?
I get what you're saying, and yeah, he basically just took over Babylon.
No, but
he didn't sack it.
No, hang on.
He didn't sack it.
Yeah, no, hang on. This is a really important point. You're missing it, right?
Right, go on.
the important point that you're missing is that he you know, how could he do this? He's a fucking Zoroastrian. How does he get to talk to Marduk? Well, he doesn't. Why? Marduk doesn't fucking exist. So he makes a story up and he puts it on this piece of paper, if you like. And he says, Marduk and me are pals. That then gives him authority. He becomes a voice of Marduk.
Well, a representative kind of thing, yeah.
Well, so Cyrus is now their physical leader and their spiritual leader.
Right.
The book of Isaiah, if you look at that carefully, it's the same pattern. Cyrus is the best friend of the Jewish God. There's the book of Kings, there's a rewrite of the history. There's a besmirking of the leader, I think it was Jacob or somebody. And there's also a rebuilding program. It's the exact same footprint. So what happens here is that Cyrus not only took over the Jewish people, you know, that were under Babylon, he actually took over their religion as well.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, so
he was the authority on earth for God, the God Yahweh.
Right.
Now, if you look through history, dude, there's plenty of examples of this type of behavior where kings and priests make up crappy stories to control the population.
Yeah.
So it makes makes perfect sense. So now, where do we go from here?
Well, one thing I'm not got in the thing is when Cyrus ended the Jews that were captured, and then like Ezra then set up the Second Temple period, basically. Well, Ezra then went on back onto the land with the captured Jews, and basically the Second Temple period came with it. That's what I get. Well, I didn't, as far as I know, Cyrus didn't take on, but I haven't seen this tablet you're on it, or this artifact of the four some whatever it was you were just saying about. So I've not seen that.
Yeah.
That's how I've taken it.
Yeah. Well, see, I wrote a book. What is this thing called God? And I covered the times from Cyrus through to Constantine the Great. And so I was looking for an explanation that would fit the whole fucking story, not bits and pieces. I wanted to know because.
Well, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because our history's definitely been tampered with. Everyone, you know, there's that adage, you know, that the winners of the war write the history. So, you know, if you've got some pretty corrupt bastards winning wars, they're just going to write you a load of bullshit, aren't they?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so, all right, now, what we now are able to do, because we now know that this is a fucking man-made document, the book of Isaiah, that means that the Bible's not from God, right? You can't have a Bible that's supposed to be the word of God and it be proven that it's actually...
Yeah, but God speaks through us, don't you? That's what the prophets,
No. The way that the prophecy scam worked, and it was a scam, they would write the books after the things that they said happened. And I can give you a detailed expose of that when we come to the book of Daniel that has scholarly backing.
Right.
Yeah. So are you religious?
Well, yeah, I'm Old Testament.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm afraid, my friend, it's a load of fucking crap.
Well,
but here's
I'm afraid I'm going to tell you the New Testament is a load of crap.
The which one? The New Testament?
Yeah, what?
The New Testament's a load of crap, is that what you say?
Yeah, I'll tell you the New Testament's a load of crap.
There's
a study, some work done by Joseph Atwill. You ever heard of it? Caesar's Messiah?
I know it extremely well, and he's very fucking accurate. He's very accurate. I'll add to it. I can add to that, right? Nerva wrote the New Testament, or at least people working for a guy called Nerva wrote the New Testament. Yeah, absolutely. And they did it on the fall, because there's patterns. When you look at it historically, there was always a fall or a big war, and then these texts emerged just after.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Well, that's what I do. That's what I do. I look for patterns.
Oh yeah, that's it, yeah.
Yeah. But hey, here's the good news, right? The Jesus figure is real, and his spirituality teaching is 100% accurate. 100% accurate. 100% accurate. It is. And this thing called spirituality is real, 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 and we will never, ever, ever lose it, ever. The only thing
we got more.
Eh?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. It only gets fucked over when we feed the bad wolf or we feed the ego.
Yeah, that's it.
If we can stop feeding the ego, then the God or the living Father within emerges and shines outwards.
Yeah.
And it cares for the other, not the self.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not complicated, and it fucking all works.
No, it's our free will choice at the end of the day. We can be bad or we can be good.
That's right, exactly, 100%. All right, so we've covered, so that's the story of the Jewish people. Then you come forward to the book of Daniel. Now, the book of Daniel tells us about 4 beasts. The last beast is Alexander the Great. And the 10 horns, I can specifically tell you exactly what those kingdoms are. The 3 horns that become one are the 3 out of the 10 which Antiochus IV Epiphanes took over. And what that tells, and I say this with strong conviction, that the book of Daniel was written after the fact. So it was written 160 BC or later. Now, if I'm correct, and that's got backing from Dr. Dale Martin at Yale University, if I'm correct in that position, then all of a sudden Angel Gabriel is no longer a real thing. It's a fabrication. If that's true, then Islam is in a lot of fucking trouble, because it's Angel Gabriel that delivers the message of God to Muhammad.
Yeah. I've looked into Islam, and it's pretty sure that the Vatican created it to take over Jerusalem. Inspired the Muslims at the time, or the Arabs of the time, that they were like, God's sort of chosen. And
no.
But if you look, you got the black cube. These are all symbolic of what?
No, wrong. I'll explain why. If you look at the war record from the last, so in the days of Jesus and up to 135 AD, there were 3, or no, after Jesus, so 70 AD through 135, there were 3 Roman assaults on the Jewish people. Those are the 3 things woes that they talk about in Revelations. The beast, the beast.
I've only got that from Joseph Atwill. He talked about that quite well.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
He talked about Titus being like, the Son of Man, basically.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. Now, beyond, at the back of those wars, the Romans kicked the Jews out, and the Jews went back to Persia. So I call them Persian Jews, these people, the corrupt ones. So the Persian Jews then went warring with the Roman Empire right up to the beginning of Islam. At the beginning of Islam, the warring stopped. And for 541 battles from that point to today, Islam, what's he doing? These trolls, I don't know whether they're starting to step up the thing. Now, hang on. I just got to deal with it, mate. They might be threatening me, because they're getting a little desperate.
Who's threatening you?
Well, I don't know yet, but they're doing, like, you can see on the screen here, right, where he's showing a picture of a car.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He might be suggesting that car's going to, because this guy lives in Melbourne, the guy that's typing.
Right.
And I hope you're listening.
And they're sort of like looking to hit you.
No, 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 no. It doesn't work there. It doesn't work that way. You put it up for a fucking reason. Right? You're outed. Now, if you do not give me the full explanation and the honest one, I'm going to call the police today. Your choice. Choose. Alrighty. See, in my spirituality, we deal with things at point. So if someone misbehaves, I call them out immediately.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. But I wouldn't call the police out on that. I'm technically my own police under God.
Yeah, no, but for me, yeah. Anyway, it doesn't fucking matter. As long as you address it's the important thing. Because if you don't address it fucking bites you in the ass.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. See, to be honest with what I'm doing, I don't really get tampered with too much.
Yeah.
I'm pretty like loose cannon, mate.
Yeah. Hey, how's your health? How's your health? How's your health?
Well, mentally, you know, I'm a bit depressed. I'm in a really unrighteous society. The UK is pretty anti-God. Everything's pretty anti-God. And yeah, I'm in a killing mood. I'm ready to war. Trying to find 100,000 of us and go to war with the New World Order.
Yeah, okay, I understand what you're saying. Listen, I don't get into the New World Order. Couldn't give a fuck. Doesn't interest me. I see the solution being in true spirituality and teaching that. That's the road to take. Evolution, not revolution. Because revolution kills people. Now, and I don't want people killed.
I'm ready to kill. I'm ready to kill these New World Orders.
Yeah, well, but, you know, they'll end up killing you. Hey, now listen.
They may do. Well, like I said, I'm going to have 100 of us, at least an army of us together, and we're just going to go take them on.
Yeah, all right. Hey, listen carefully. Not now, but if you'd like to spend a bit of time with me, I'm actually very good spiritually. I think I am. I think we can deal with this depression. I really do. I think we can piss it off forever.
It's going to be hard because, like, I'm using their currency. I'm living on their money. You know, I'm living in this.
No. Anyway, that's an offer. Up to you with what you do with it.
I mean, I'm not doing a lot. I mean, I'll come chat with you, mate. But I mean, my depression. It is really. I am unhappy in this society with the UK. I'm unhappy living in a, you know. But yeah, I want to establish God's kingdom for us.
Yeah, but hang on. The Father's kingdom is within us, and it's with us all the life experience. If we connect to that kingdom, and so I suppose to use your vernacular, go to heaven on earth. If you do that, I promise you, you won't be depressed ever again, no matter what happens in your life. You'll stand there with having a gun at your head, and you'll just take the bullet, and that'll be that.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I mean. I'm fearless. I'm not afraid of these guys.
Yes, but you're still depressed. You're still depressed. We have to fix that.
Yeah, that's why we need to leave the society. Basically.
Yeah, I don't want you to live a life of depression. I just don't.
No. I'm glad you don't. And like I say, I want, well, free is really. You know, lives in a kingdom, no homeless. There's your house. No, you ain't got to pay any mortgage or rent. That's yours, given to you by, you know, God. And live with my countrymen.
Yeah. Well, let's save that. Let's save that though. Let's save that for just the next time we catch up privately. Right?
Okay, bub.
Yeah, because what I expect is 100% authenticity. So if you've got a testicle bigger than the other one, you've got to tell me that sort of thing.
Oh yeah, I'm honest. I'm true about myself. I ain't gonna hold anything back. But I haven't got a snip yet, even though I'm Old Testament. I haven't snipped yet.
You haven't what?
I haven't snipped. I haven't took the foreskin off.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, fuck that. Nature rules. Nature rules.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. There's some things in the Old Testament, like I say, I think they've been added. They aren't part of pre-sacking of the kingdom. You know, I think they've been added like animal sacrifice, and I don't think that's spiritually sound. You know, if you sinned, you know, you don't kill an animal to clear your sins of it. Basically, I think that's some pretty fucked up shit.
Yeah, well, I think I didn't really read Torah. I really didn't. I just stayed with Cyrus Ford. But my impression was that Torah seems to be authentic. But what really caught my eye was the mention of the Nazarite tradition in Numbers, and I thought, fuck me. Fuck me. I said, fuck, I know why they used the name Nazareth. Jesus was a Nazarite. Nazarite.
Yeah.
Eh? That's what I reckon.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, that's they don't pull things out of just thin air. They're definitely connected to something. It's like the use of the word Schiller for whom it belongs was the name of a city. So
yeah.
They get the names always come from somewhere. They're not just sort of pulled out of thin air as such. Yeah. Always connected to something.
Well, at the end of the day, now this is my spirituality. Excuse me. And I think this is Jesus' spirituality too, because I hold a view that spirituality is built upon two survival instincts that are in every human. One survival instinct cares just to look after the self. It doesn't give a fuck about anyone else. And the other survival instinct, by design, only cares for everybody else. It doesn't care for the self. So you can see by that that they're polar opposites. Polar opposites.
Yeah.
And so that, I think, well, from my take on the Gospel of Jesus, that's the story it tells. That's also the story that we see from the natives in the Cherokee Indians. They tell the same story. And it should make no surprise, if we were to be able to be enlightened, you would expect that there's got to be something held in common. Then we have a thing called common law. It's based on common principles, common morality.
Yeah. But yes, not quite the full ticket. So it's like I say, the New Testament to me is pacifist. It's like Joseph Atwill describes it is pacifist, but the Old Testament is militaristic. So it even tells you in Numbers to gather the people of Israel, anyone over the age of 20 is to go to war with you, and so forth like that. It is militaristic. It's a nation ready to fight, whereas like the New Testament is give to Caesar what is owed to Caesar. Basically it's pro-Roman. So just basically if you take the good with the bad, you'll be rewarded at the end of it. So basically if you don't fight the evil and just turn a sort of blind eye, you'll be all right, which is great for the Roman Empire. It allows them to carry on doing all this evil shit.
Yeah.
So and any other nation that carries on doing evil shit. I mean, the Israelis are pretty fucking evil. The Americans, the American leaders are pretty fucking evil. The UK government leaders are pretty fucking evil.
Yeah, so I wrote the book. I felt that so I started with the Rwandan massacre. I wanted to understand why so many people would kill themselves, normal families. So I found out how that works and why it happened and who's responsible. So I understand that dynamic. So what I thought is that I would write another book, and I'd call it, What is this thing called Devil? And I'd follow the empires through history. So there's two empires that are of interest to me, the Roman Empire and the Persian Empire. Now,
they are two good, they are interesting empires, definitely.
Yeah, and so what happens with the Persian Empire, you end up following Ashkenazi Jewish people through Europe, etc. Then there's a trail. That trail ends up in America.
Yeah.
And on the other side, you've got the Roman Empire all the way, and it takes over Europe and England and all of that, and then it goes down into Australia. And it also goes over to America in the first instance, and it takes the lands off the American Indians. The Australian Aboriginals lost their land.
I'm glad you said it took the land off the Indians, because it did. It needs to fucking give it back.
Well, it needs to be rectified. So the remaining Indigenous people need to be given whatever it is that they feel because you've got other people living.
It's spiritual to them because they do live from the land. You know, they are connected to that land. They don't really give a shit about American lifestyle, the American dream. You know, they just want to live with the land. That's the American or the Indians.
Hang on, the boys have put up something, the Bully Boys, and he just said, Rob, watch that. It will change your life forever. Now, my life will never change. I'm totally full bottle with my spirituality.
That's good. Well, yeah, you know, if you're committed, that's good, man.
So this means this will be trouble. So I'm just going to see what he's on about. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe he's trying to refer to a couple of fucking punks that do drag racing or something.
Yeah. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. I've got a friend. Now, speaking of enlightened, one of the things I've come across in my journey is I'm running into kids that are fucking enlightened at the age of 16 and 15. It's absolutely fucking mind-blowing.
It's brilliant. Well, in us, we're born in it. We've got an innate moral compass. You know, we know what is right and wrong. You know, and I mean, even me growing up in the UK society, even at a young age, I sensed something was wrong. I never knew what it was, and then I started looking into all the New World Order, and I realised what the fuck is wrong. So yeah, but
here's a tip. Here's a tip. Don't take them on full on. They've got all the money and resources.
Well, that's it. Yeah, they are.
Call you fucking nutters, and then they'll wipe you out. Here's what I suggest is worthwhile thinking about. Build it from ground up. Re-establish the truth about spirituality. It's not a complex thing. This spirituality story, I mean, the Gospel of Jesus runs 114 sayings long. That's it. The Cherokee sayings, they covered it in 2 paragraphs. That's all. All we should do is begin.
Yeah, yes, I mean, it's not, life shouldn't be too complicated. You know, there should be some very simples. I mean, like, just for instance, the 10 Commandments. You know, you don't. Those are just very simple, basic principles. You know, that you should live by. So yeah, all these fucking laws that they're writing, books and books and books and books and pages and thousands of fucking words to read, and by the time you read them all, you're dead.
Yeah.
So you know, you're not lived your life. You know, so. But yeah, you got to realise though that spirituality is a good thing, but we don't live in a utopian world. You know, there are evil fuckers out there.
No, but hang on. You got to be careful how you label things and set it up, because the one thing in life, this is a must. From a spiritual point of view, it doesn't matter if they're the lowest scum on the earth, you still must love them. Because if you don't, no, I'm not joking. What's the golden rule?
Love thy neighbour.
Which neighbour?
Well, your countrymen for starters. But I mean, you got the other nations, and
No. It is every fucking human on the planet. You must authentically love every human. There's room to move, though, right? Now, hang on. There's room to move. You kick fucking egos in the nuts. So you keep those 2 things separate. So you say, I love you, whack.
Well, yeah. Well, I love you, but I've got to do this, and yeah,
that's right.
That's it. But that's it. At the end of the day, that they're in sin. You know, that we aren't born in sin. Conjecture to what Jesus says, and we're all born in sin. That's not right. We're not all born in sin.
No. We're all born equal. Here's what the real Jesus said, right, on that topic. He said, Jesus said, the person old in days, so that's someone near end of life, right, in days, won't hesitate to ask a little child 7 days old. Now, you don't speak to 7-day-old children, so he's trying to tell us something special here, right? old about the place of life. So the old man knows that the child knows the place of life. It's in us all, the life's journey. And that person will live. For many of the first will be last and will become a single one. He's also saying that many people go to their grave and they have an enlightening moment just near the end. Fucking what a waste. What a waste.
Right.
What a waste. Go to, if you think I'm wrong, go to a palliative care nursing station and ask the nurses about how people die.
All right.
Yeah.
And what they'll say that just before the end that they sort of having like an epiphany kind of thing.
Well, some may not even get that. I don't know, but they die in misery because they die with regret.
Well, yeah, that's it. Yeah, people do, don't they? That's where they put their bed. You know, the last words on the bed. You know, they'll speak anything that they, you know, a secret they've been holding or whatever like that. And they, you know, they don't want to die with it.
Yeah, well, see, you and I won't have that problem.
No, because I just speak the truth. Yeah, I don't hold anything back.
Yeah, but we live you've got to get sorted on this depression so that you're master of that. And I think we can do that.
But yeah, I'm in a pretty lethargic, can't be asked sort of, you know, sort of.
Yeah, well, the enlightened state isn't just a fucking, light bulb going off the head. It actually has physical characteristics. It also has some very strong payback things. There's one, true love. Not a lot of people go through life knowing what true love means. There's true joy, true sorrow. There's truth. The enlightened state doesn't like to fucking lie. So you don't think about that, but it just happens. It just doesn't like fucking lying.
Yeah, I've always said that to people. I go, I can't lie. I just won't lie. I mean, there's just one time I hurt a dog. I had a little puppy, and I injured it. I broke its leg, and I phoned up the RSPCA and I told them the truth. I said, "This is what I've done," and he come round and he goes, "You know, this is the first time anyone's ever actually admitted it. They usually say they dropped it," and I went, "No, that's what I've done." And I cannot lie. I said, "No, this is what I've done." And he gave me a reprimand. He gave me basically a yellow card kind of thing. You know, he gave me a caution. He said, "Right, well, as you've handed over the dog, and I can see," because I was crying. I was crying when I was starting telling him I did it and everything. He said, "I can see you've hurt and you're torn up about it." He gave me just a warning about it. But yeah, I mean that's how honest I am. I will actually dob myself in.
Well, there are certain key hallmarks to identify a spiritually enlightened person, and the ones we're talking about are part of that story. And see, the other thing is we get through a lot of fucking information quickly because we don't bullshit around. We allow the information to flow. If we see this about it, we want to talk about it. We want to get it fucking resolved. But we want to keep moving quickly.
Yeah, you definitely got to find the truth, isn't it? It's always about the truth, you know. It's got no bullshit.
Yeah.
What is true and what is not.
Well, the enlightened condition has two hallmark elements. Absolute truth, it's related to what really is reality, and that's the discussion. So
that's a good one. Do you think, are we on a flat earth or a ball?
Ball.
Ah, damn it.
No, hang on. I want to add to that. I don't give a fuck. Now, here, I'll explain it this way, right? Because it's one way that I debunked the Bible. Isaiah 40:22. If you look at Isaiah 40:22 carefully, it's a flat earth model. Why is it a flat earth model? Well, the reason is, think about people that lived in that era. When they walk out their place and they looked around and all they would see is the horizon. They didn't know anything more than that, so they assumed that it was a flat disc. They looked at the sky. They didn't know what the sky was. They didn't know what its substance structure was. How could they? So they look up and they describe it as a tent or a canopy or a firmament. That was the sky. So it's like a snow dome shape. Now,
it's kind of like what their senses are taking in.
Yeah, today, people today could draw the same conclusions easily.
Yeah.
So, but I look at it this way. If you want to believe in a flat earth, I don't give a fuck. What I'm interested in is what you believe in that you're spiritually authentic. If you're spiritually authentic, I've got nothing to do for you. But if you're not, I'll offer something to think about. I don't care
Well,
about
I mean,
whether you're flat
I'm
earth.
spiritually, I am autistic.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a servant. I've gone into their court. I told them I'm a man of God, and that I abide by the laws of God, and that's how I am, which is Old Testament. And they just let me go. So as far as I can tell with myself, the way my mindset is, the way I look at the world. I'm an Israelite.
Well, as you wish, but it's not serving you completely, because if it did, you wouldn't have the depression issue.
Well, no, yeah, I'm happy. At the minute, I was really depressed and felt trapped. I mean, but now since like looking on the Old Testament and like I put a calling out for an army, and that it's kind of giving me a new renewed boost, if you know what I mean. But I'm still kind of depressed because I'm not finding any of my brothers. And
yeah, but hang on. Whoa. Save that. We'll talk about that in detail privately.
Okay, Bob.
Okay. Now, but here's the thing. If you were a Cherokee Indian, you would believe in two wolves, right? And someone might come along and say, what? Fucking wolves? Where are they? You know, or mock it, right?
Yeah, they're in. I've heard this.
It doesn't matter. The story doesn't matter. What matters is the result.
Message.
The result.
Yeah,
the result. The result.
All right, the result. Okay. What? What's the result? What comes from it? What, that you're technically the good wolf and not listening to the bad wolf?
Well, yeah. Have you heard that story at all or not?
I kind of have, yeah, because I've been like looking into all the Indians at the minute that are getting like persecuted on their lands, kind of thing. They're trying to have an oil pipeline put through. So I've been like, taking in a bit of the Indians and stuff. But yeah, I've heard a few of their stories.
I'll read it.
One of their prophecies is something about webs in the sky as well. And that's kind of like likened to the contract or the chemtrails.
This is the main one. This is the foundation. So do you know anything about computers?
What, like these computers?
Yeah.
A little bit. I mean, I'm not like
well,
a complete nerd. You can't hack.
Here's the thing. Their computers are built on a binary state, right? That means they're on or they're either off, and everything is built on top of that basis. Everything.
Okay.
The humans are exactly the same. They're built on a binary state that is either true or false. Now, the false state is being selfish. The true state is being loving thy neighbor.
Yeah.
So here's the Cherokee saying, right? An old Cherokee told his grandson there is a battle between two wolves inside us all. One is evil. It is anger, jealousy, greed, resentment, inferiority, lies and ego. The other is good. It is joy, love, peace, hope, humility, kindness, empathy, and truth. So you can see that that's following the pattern of selfishness versus selflessness. The boy thought about it and asked grandfather, which wolf wins? And the old man quietly replied, the one you feed. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just basically free.
Hey?
That's basically your free will.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is, 100%. But it's not only that, it's responsibility. Because grandfather said he wasn't there helping the grandson. He said you, the one you feed.
Yeah. But the thing is, like with some things like anger, that can be fed to you, like particularly if you look around at what people are doing, or how you're being treated, that can make you angry. So, I mean, it's not a case of you personally feeding it; it's others making you angry. No.
No.
I mean, if it's things to ignore them.
No. no, no, no. You feed these things. We feed them. We don't have to be angry.
No, but they don't have to be doing what they're doing to make us angry either.
Yeah, but that's not our problem. We're not their boss. We're only the boss of ourselves.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, like, particularly these authorities at the minute, like the governments and stuff, they in their own heads believe they are the boss of us. So
Yes,
it kind of does piss me off.
Yes, but how you deal with that is there should be a legal remedy because they're unjust. Yeah. They're unjust. So what you do is not get angry, but you're really holding the mirror up to their behaviour, and because their behaviour is a lie, and you present them with the truth, and you just doggedly say, "No, this is the fucking truth."
Yeah. But this is it. This is how I, to do that, went to court to, because they put these charges against me, and I was like, I'm not having that, and this is how it is. But they wouldn't hear me in court. They just closed it down, and never got to have a proper say on it.
Yeah, but the way you address that is you bring spirituality to the table, and you get as many people, because this spirituality is a wonderful fucking thing. It's a gift from heaven. So the more people you can engage in the spirituality, the larger the base that you can bring to the argument to change fucking law. Evolution.
It's not just the law. It's basically like Judah handing the scepter over. Basically, that's what needs to happen.
Yeah. Did I mention that I'm going after Islam? I've already started.
Yeah. I mean, you want to reign Islam, but you don't want to kill the Muslims that are following it.
I don't want to hurt them at all.
I'm the same, mate. I'm like, well, get the Islam. I want to get the leaders, basically, people that authorize it, and all
I want to do is get their books and fucking burn them.
Definitely,
just take back Jesus' teaching.
Yeah, that's where I slightly differ with you, because I want to get all the New Testament books as well and burn them, and not move forward with Jesus' teachings, but move forward with the Lord's.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter as long as they deliver the same end result. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, that's it. Peace and harmony, on earth and against other nations. But obviously, some nations will have to be racist with, especially if they're still about like Zionist race and Jesuits. Some Catholics, fucking all those sort of races, nothing to do with them. But in some sort of ways, if they get in the way, kill them. Their sins are just like fucking overboard.
No.
But it's in a way. But it's in a way. Like, I love you, brother, but you are a fucking naughty cunt. You need to be gone. You need to go see the master.
You'll harm yourself, even if you kill. We shouldn't kill anyone.
Yeah, it's gonna be a war, and I've already pretty much stated that I need diehards with me.
No, it doesn't have to be, but we have to move really, really quick.
Hopefully it doesn't have to come to a war. And like I say, these new world orders will stop spraying the skies. They'll stop producing vaccines. They'll stop pharmaceutical companies. They'll let cannabis grow so people can cure themselves from certain illnesses that they get. Which cannabis can cure. And hopefully that they'll see the light in that sense and do these things. But as far as I can see, they're not. They're just going to cling to their parasitic nature and just totally destroy us and bring us down with them.
But here's the thing. And it's the most powerful thing fucking known to man. They are still the same as us.
Yeah, but they're evil.
No. They are still the same as us.
They're the bad wolf.
Yeah, but in other words, they're capable of being enlightened.
That's what I'm saying.
Being enlightened is a very, very special condition, Very
It
special.
is.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I'm suggesting to you that they may want that specialness.
Yeah, hopefully, like I say, they would stop doing what they're doing. I mean, but it's been going on for some years now, and you know, I don't think they're going to stop.
Oh, hey, listen, can you help me get my video out to as many people as possible? So this is the one
I've
that
got
I
to put it on the page. So let's have a look. What video is it?
have. Are you on my page, did you say?
I'm not on your pages, but I have a look at your video. I might share I'll look into it. If it's worth sharing on my page, then
Yeah.
I'll share it. What
Yeah.
messages?
Well, hang on, I'll just give it to you. They're fucking playing mind games, pricks.
Yeah, they do. That's what they're all about. Deceiving, just getting inside your head and telling you that that's not the way it is, but it is.
It is, it is, it is. Yeah, but I'm not, like I said before, I'm just not fucking interested in conspiracy theories. My journey is about spirituality. That's all I care about.
Okay.
So other people can take care of the other business.
Yeah, that's it. I'm going to take care of the New World Order.
Don't get me wrong, though. I don't have fear. There we are. Oh, no, not that one. Bugger. He's muted. Johnny, you're muted.
Master of Debation.
Hey, I'm going to tell you something funny. It's a little bit rude, but I'm going to tell you. Because it was a fucking, sometimes in life you get these brain ideas. I don't know where they come from, but fucking hell, I'm amazed at the brilliance of them. So I wake up this morning, I'm 63, right? 63?
Right.
I wake up this morning and I'm feeling a little aroused, so I decided to masturbate into bed. You know, people...
Yeah, you know, I have a wank. Don't worry about
that. People do that.
Yeah, no, they do. I have a wank. Well, every once in a while, I'll have a wank.
That's right. Well, fucking most people do. And that's the point, right? Because when you bring up that topic, right, people go, ooh, you filthy fucking prick. And then I just turn around and say, well, are you telling me you don't masturbate?
There is something involved. Yeah. It's not good.
Anyway, so I thought I'll use that. So I'll call my debating series because I want to have some debates with people. I've got a suite of topics that I'm interested in. So I'll call it the Masters of Debation.
Yeah, masturbate. Quality.
Manna from heaven. All right, what I've done is I put it in the side chat.
Okay.
You got it?
Oh yeah, I got it. Yeah, they're good. Yeah, there is good wolf message. There you go.
Now what I'll do too. He's muted. Johnny.
Oh, it's alive.
What it was, we did a hangout, right? With
and so we have Rob Beasley, the good wolf, and we have Johnny, the good wolf as well, of course. And they're going to be talking about Islam and how Johnny has went from Islam to being a Christian and a flat earther. Hello. And how Bob wants to expose the Islam religion. I personally am against religion. I follow Jesus Christ as a faith, not a religion. And Jesus Christ was against religion. Anyways, and I believe in the flat earth. Thank you for the first viewer already here. All right, so You guys go ahead, and Rob, I'm gonna leave it to you to explain the whole room. I'll be here to moderate. I won't really be talking much. I'll be interjecting with questions from the chat and also my own questions. Other than that, I'll be staying out of this. So if you want to learn about this, you're welcome. Thank you. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Rose. My name's Rob Beasley. I'm the author of What is This Thing Called God? That's religiously explained. Now let's talk about the pig. That's my book there on screen. The presentation by myself and Johnny, and I'll just give you an outline in a minute. So this is a video that I prepared for this presentation. So I'm going to give my perspective. Now I'm not a what you call a believer of things, but I'm a huge fan of the Jesus that we see in the Gnosis text called the Gospel of Thomas. So that's me. So my premise is this. I absolutely abhor Islam as a religion, and I'm going to give my case for that. But at the same time, I absolutely love every Muslim on the planet, because Jesus teaches us to love our neighbour. Which neighbour? Every neighbour, right? We've got to love each other. And our world needs that commitment to religion. So Jesus is, one of the finest spiritual teachers we've ever had. I say Islam must go. I might pause if I see something that needs tweaking. Johnny may interject at any point that he wants to get some clarity, and Rose may also interject at any time she wants some clarity. What will happen after this video, my presentation, Johnny, who's an ex-Muslim, is going to share his knowledge and his experience. So his is much more of a deeper, detailed understanding of how the religion affected him or affects him. All right, here we go. Hello, everybody. Rob Beasley, author of What is This Thing Called God? I specifically wrote it in that format because I felt that at the core of religions, even though there's a lot of very confusing material, the core of spirituality. And so, I was around when the massacre of 1994, where 600 to 800,000 families, just normal human beings, basically went on a rampage killing each other. There was two communities, Tutsi and Hutu. And, it was such a horrific event. It made me wonder what on earth, hello, viewer number one. It made me wonder what on earth are we fucking humans really all about? So that's the basis for the book.
All right. So, Johnny, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Right. So, do you want to explain to us how you got involved in Islam, and let's go from there so we can have this conversation. And thank you for sharing that, Rob. But let's get Johnny, how did you get involved in Islam?
Can you pause it? Can you pause it? Can you pause it? Can you pause it? Can you pause it?
Used to be more like an agnostic.
Can you pause it?
Where my birth.
Can you just pause it a minute, mate? Pause it, pause it, pause it.
Birth from a very early age instilled and respect for the quote-unquote prophet of Islam, named Muhammad. So that after a lot of brainwashing, we would never allow or never even think of Muhammad having any flaw in his character. So with Islam, Muhammad is the perfect example for all times and all generations. So that's basically how then there's the so-called quote-unquote scientific miracles in the Quran, which got me impressed here for a while until the end of my teenage, right after September 11th. That's when I came across a website, which was a Qurani or Quran alone website. I was looking for miracles to substantiate Islam even further. kind of confirmation bias that I had there. Then I found out that contained any of the what is called the sayings of Muhammad, additional to the Quran, which are necessary for the faith overall. Now I had to make a hard decision: either go with the Quran alone, or keep on going with the hadith and reject that mathematical quote-unquote miracle. At that moment, being a teenager and being naive, I said to myself, well, let's stop it all. I'd be a Qurani, something new, something, interesting, exciting.